Welcome back to BVarsity Live for our final segment. Trevor Horn, Zach Ewing here, and AJ Sharon, who's been a good sport, put up with us for almost more than an hour now since you've been here.
We'll put up with Trevor.
You really,
not really much to put up with you.
You deserve a medal,
Trevor,
man.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this this beautiful Centennial golf hat that we you see that we got from who brought Andy Muro bring that in?
Yeah,
when
he did.
yeah,
when
the
we brought
Centennial
in
golf coach.
Yeah.
So this is just for your game tomorrow night.
Right.
In honor of
extra
that.
motivation.
Yeah,
I like it.
We put Trevor printed out the emails from all 9 people who answered our trivia question correctly. So here they are. There's 9 in there. Trust me. And the correct answer was 0. By the way, no Kern County team has ever made the D1 boys basketball final at Selland Arena. The question was how many have won it since it moved to Selland Arena.
It was a trick question.
But it's also the same number of who have been in the final. Nobody's even made it.
So we actually had 10 responses. One of them was incorrect.
Yeah.
So
what was that
9
response?
correct.
What was the number?
1.
Oh, it was 1.
Okay. You guys came close a couple years ago.
We did. We lost in the semis at home, 36-32 to Edison.
Yeah, you remember the
I
score?
could probably tell you whatever stats you wanted to know.
I think it was
Centennial.
30. You were up by 10 points in that game too.
We were, and I thought the game was over. I thought nobody would score 10, and we would win it. And Edison ended up went on to go back-to-back Valley champions.
That was a very ugly game, but I think you sort of meant it to be that way.
We tried to make it that way. The fun fact: Edison knocked the last remaining Kern County team out of the playoffs the last 2 years in the semis.
Yep, Centennial in the semis last night. A 2-point game.
Win the Valley championship.
So whoever gets Edison this year, got to get revenge for all of Kern County.
True.
I guess
that's true. That's true.
Okay, so we're gonna pick 5. Why don't you give us a name there?
All right, let's see. Let's see.
The one on top.
We have an Estevan Rosales.
Estevan Rosales. You win 2 tickets.
I will email you.
I'm available, Estevan, if you need an extra.
If you need a date.
Yes, I will send. I will send an email to all the winners, allowing them.
You can come pick up your tickets tomorrow during business hours.
Yes.
Yeah,
Here at 1707 I Street.
Between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. tomorrow, and then again you can go either tomorrow night or Saturday night to the show, to the event. So that's one name. Give us number 2.
Let's see here.
We've got a couple of familiar names in here, I think.
A Mr. Ricky A. Serrano.
Oh, no. Ricky Serrano.
An official. And if they say that coaches don't like officials, and look at that, Ricky. 2 free tickets.
Yeah, there you go. 2 free tickets to You're the One That I Want. And that means he's free from text for like at least a year.
Yeah.
You have free reign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, at least.
Okay.
At least. I don't know about the volleyball coaches, but this coach will leave him alone. Well, we have a Leanne Cave.
Leanne Cave, former Bakersfield, Californian employee and BHS Driller superfan. Leanne Cave, you're going to You're the One That I Want. Congratulations.
Congrats.
All right, so that's 6 tickets spoken for. And that last 2 here.
Let's see here.
Or last 4 tickets, last 2 names.
A Fabian Sandoval.
Fabian Sandoval. Come on down. All right.
Last
there's
one.
4. What are there? There's 5 left in here, and only one of them gets picked. I'm going to give them another mix here. They're all folded up. I can't see any names. What do we got?
We've got Debbie Olivas.
All right. Debbie Olivas wins the 2 tickets to Talladega Ranch this weekend. So the concerts.
So 2 BHS mamas.
There's concerts. There's
bounce houses.
There's bounce houses, climbing walls, clown
Clowns for
insanity.
Trevor.
Yeah, all going on at You're the One That I Want. And our thanks to Dana Martin for
and
donating
quick
those tickets.
reminder that it looks like the SWIL varsity will begin at 6:30-ish tonight, so an hour earlier than we thought.
Okay, good. 6:30 at Frontier. As reporters, we always root for as early as possible. We should start playing everything at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I love the boys' basketball game. I know you guys don't like it, but I love the boys' basketball game at 5:30 last night.
Well, if we could get the fans to love it and show up, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
but
it was
since
funny
we can't,
because we were at Centennial. It was like there was
7.
probably 100 people there at tip-off, and probably 300 by the time the third quarter
Hey,
started.
did you just say we're going back to the old way next year?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
But
okay.
we're late tomorrow. We're 7, so we actually heard the BHS Centennial score as we're in warm-ups and pregame warm-ups. And so that might have contributed to our shooting experience out there.
Might have amped you up a little bit.
Yeah, I got a little bit extra energy. Yeah, but we really prefer this late game.
I know they beat your girls last night, but did you enjoy getting one last chance to watch CJ West? I mean, at least you had that opportunity.
Jesse Soto, their coach, is a really good friend of mine.
Yep.
So I'm familiar with the program. It's not even her. She's so unselfish.
Yeah.
The guard play around them,
Ramirez,
the way they move the ball. I mean, I really like their group.
Freshman,
Green.
Green.
Green is going to be special.
Oh my goodness, she's already special. She's not going to be special. She's already special.
I really enjoy the team. I don't even look at it as some sort of dominant. Well, if you shut her down, they're going to lose. Like they can still beat you in other ways.
No,
and
Centennial did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they put McCollum and Madden on her all night long, and even sometimes brought in a third post player to play on CJ. But the thing is that when you do that, what happens, AJ? You've got at least one or two
open.
other. Somebody's open.
Somebody's open.
You can shoot and win.
Yep. So tomorrow night we're at home at 7 against Centennial. It's our senior night, so we're hoping to get a big crowd to support what they've meant to our program, and it got a lot more interesting with BHS's great win to league title implications on the line.
Yeah, I think talking about the doubleheaders. And I don't mean this to be demeaning to girls basketball at all, because I enjoy a good girls game as much as a good boys game. But the bigger crowds, it's just a fact, come to the boys games 95% of the time.
Right.
So why not, if we're going to do the doubleheader, have the girls game first and the boys game second consistently? That's the part I guess I don't understand, is the flip-flop.
Since I'm sitting, I won't stand on the soapbox. But essentially, the worst part about it is that we don't get to see our freshman team play on the boys' side.
Or JV.
The girls' team doesn't get to see either of their lower levels play.
That's right.
And for a school like us, we discussed culture earlier. It's a big part of the culture to have our freshman team play, have some guys get there early, our older guys cheer them on, and then the freshmen go into the student section.
So you'd prefer to abandon the doubleheader system?
So the freshmen are off playing at the opposite side, all by themselves.
But as a girls coach, I don't get to see either of them. So when I'm looking at development, who's coming up next year, what does this person do well? Once league hits, I'm done. So that's really tough.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is spend extra time in film.
Exactly, and
you're not getting paid enough to do that.
Freshman and JV team is
good luck.
One thing there, but the doubleheaders. The feedback I've received from the girls coaches is they don't like it, because what happens is when they're playing late, if there's a big crowd earlier or a larger crowd, a lot of the people are leaving.
So like while they're warming up,
right? It's like so that hasn't been positive. So this
is that that's got to be demoralizing to the players to see people leaving the gym.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, of course,
and they don't, and it shouldn't be, because they deserve the accolades and the support, which you guys do a good job of, but not everybody does. Maybe the students aren't going to sit through 3 hours of basketball. Maybe they only pick an hour and a half, and so I think that sort of stuff is stuff it'll be looked at by the powers that be to take a look. But right now we're at 7 tomorrow. We got these two games. We're both at 7 o'clock, and then we'll be at 5:30 at BHS for what could be hopefully a big one next week.
And as someone who went to a high school that did doubleheaders in New Mexico, and it was the same way in Missouri when I was living there, the doubleheader system works best when both games are high-level, meaningful games. When Ridgeview and Independence played on the same night, had that been a doubleheader, I think you get a good crowd. I think you get a good crowd that stays.
No question.
But you're going to be at one game, and I'm going to be at the other.
The way the SWYL is set up this year, just who's good in girls and who's good in boys, there's very few games that are super meaningful on both sides. Because if Garces, for instance, is top of the league in the girls, they're at the bottom of the league in the boys. Liberty is. You guys are very competitive in the boys. The girls team, I think, is in 4th place. So, maybe there's a meaningful game there, but it's not. There's just not one matchup with anybody. Maybe Centennial BHS is the closest thing you have to it, where it means something for both girls and boys.
Right.
And
well, it was
that's been an issue
when you look at it, you look at the Centennial Garces game was such a great girls game, but there's
the boys game is first place against last place. Yeah,
exactly. There was a lot of holes missing for Garces this year. Even with Jordan Slayton there, it's hard for them to win a game. And so you got one game that's a blowout, and you got another game that was great, and that's kind of the way it is. And it's a bummer.
We're going to go ahead and read these names one more time, just so you know. Now, if you fail to claim these, Trevor's going to email the other 4 names here, and it's going to be first come first serve for any tickets on there.
Yeah, and I'm just going to randomly pick.
So Ricky Serrano, I'm reading these names. Estevan Rosales. I gotta make sure you didn't cheat here.
Yeah.
Debbie Olivas.
Coleman. I'm guessing that's Coleman's mom.
Fabian Sandoval.
Coleman Carson's mom.
And Leanne Cave. You all have 1 tickets. If you don't claim them by, what time are we going to say? 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? Then we're going to go to the next name, because you got to pick them up by 5 o'clock. And I'll read the other 4 names just so that everybody's aware. Michael Martin.
Who?
Coach Mike.
Guy.
Good luck. Clinch League. Who do they play tonight?
Boyd.
Who's Ridgeview play tonight, Trevor?
They're hosting Tehachapi. Remember, they're doing Coach Sawyer or
Johnny Gonzalez and Yoselin Aguilar, you guys are the 4 unlucky winners. But if someone doesn't claim these tickets,
thank you guys for all participating.
Trevor's going to email you, and you could win those tickets to You're the One That I Want as well. So tonight again, Trevor,
I will be at North at Highland and boys basketball at 6:30. We have Steve Lynch out at the SYL Girls Soccer Championship game, Independence at East, and then
I'll be at the SWL Wrestling
at 6:30. So we'll all be doing something.
I'll be at practice.
And you'll be at practice.
You'll be at practice building culture
pizza.
and
getting ready for Centennial.
Feeding threes,
pizza.
yeah.
No, not pizza tonight.
Not pizza tonight. Getting ready for Centennial tonight.
All right. Well,
What's
hey,
the biggest story though? I mean, obviously we had the biggest story, but I still think I want to go back to your story that you had yesterday. We've got 2 minutes left. Jonathan Hunter and what he's doing right now in the wrestling world. Explain that real quick.
Well, he's a Golden Valley kid who made the state tournament, which is very difficult to do for those who don't know. At 170 pounds, even won a match at the state tournament, I believe, and was ranked 10th in the state this year. So he was going to go back and expected to do well. The top 8 earned state medals. It's the hardest state in the country to earn a medal at because it's only one class. There's no sizes. It's all every school from 100 kids to 4,000 kids competes in the same state meet. He dropped weight. Now he's ranked 10th in the state at 170, but he's certified via hydration test and everything else at 160. This time of year, you get a 2-pound growth allowance, so he had to weigh in at 162. His coach said, hey, what do you think about going 160? I think you could really push for a state title at 160 pounds. He said, I don't think I can do it, Coach. Decided to go out for a run on Monday. It was an off day from practice. This is what wrestling is all about. An off day at practice. He goes out for a run, decides to make it a 19-mile run. Weighs himself. He's down. He lost 9 pounds during the run. He's down to 161. Says, well, hey, I got here. I might as well stay here for another 36 hours until I have to weigh in. He wrestled 160 yesterday. He's going to try to continue to go 160 through the state meet. In fact, at this point, that's sort of the risk there is you have to. You cannot go back. Once the league starts the postseason run, that's how you qualify for the Yosemite, for the divisional, then you qualify for the Masters, then you qualify for state. Has to stay at the same weight. So he has to stay down there, but obviously maybe an even better finish for Jonathan Hunter of Golden Valley. So cool story. AJ Sharon, we appreciate you coming in, man.
Absolutely.
Always and forever you're welcome.
Might be our first hour-long guest.
Yeah, Louis Amistoy was here briefly. He's the one that I want, and he gave away You're the One That I Want tickets. That's really a mouthful. Trevor Horn's over there. John Farron's our producer out there. I'm Zach Ewing. Thanks for watching BVarsity Live.
There you guys.
Looking deep down the left side, Mendeville into the end zone, touchdown!